All right, so we got a short one tonight. Got a lot going on tomorrow. Got to prepare for the Yankees episode that I will be recording tomorrow afternoon, probably with a guest. That'll be out this weekend, most likely. If not, it'll be out the beginning of next week. And I got some stuff for class and some stuff for work to prepare. But tonight we're going to run through the Knicks real quick, talk about this victory. Episode 461 of the podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, RJ Carbone. Welcome to BD4. Let's get to it. Welcome to BD4, an RJ Carbone podcast. BD4, where there is no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. We also do MMA. Yanks every series, Knicks every game, MMA on occasion. BD4 is a 5-star show on Apple Podcasts, also available in video format on YouTube and Spotify. So thanks for stopping by, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Champion of the world, turning, looking, see ya!
Anthony for three, bang! That one goes down, and the game is tied!
Penetrates, creates, and showing some dexterity as well with the left hand.
Yankees win!
All right. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast, episode 461 of BD4. I am your host, RJ Carbone. Thanks for stopping by. So the Knicks, we'll get right into it. Again, it's going to be a very short episode. Just if you haven't heard at the top of the show, for some reason you skipped to this part. I just got a busy day tomorrow. So this one's going to be short, but episode 461 here of the podcast. Thanks for stopping by. The Knicks won their 4th straight victory with a rare one in Toronto tonight. As you are listening, it is last night. But yeah, it was another almost choke job for them because it's never easy. But what do we say in the last episode? Al Davis, right? Just win. But you had Julius setting the tone early on with a surging first quarter start. Knocks down 5 triples. Probably should have been 6. They took that one away from him. Turned it into a 2. Brunson gets it going a little later. Mitch is eating on the glass. You got solid contributions from the second unit. Third quarter got a little tricky with Trent Jr. getting his fair share. Van Vliet made it tough. Trent Jr., he's been on one lately too. Kid's a tough cover. I think he finished with 27 and maybe Van Vliet 28, or maybe the opposite. But late third and early fourth quarter, you have the Knicks go on this big 10-0 run. It was like quickly Mitch and Evan Fournier. Deuce later chiming in with the 3-point shooting. And so the Knicks had themselves a very comfy, very nice 16-point lead in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left. Easy, right? It's garbage time for everybody else. But just like that, it's almost Dallas 2.0 when the Toronto Raptors make this 17-3 run to pull the game within 2 points at the 40-second mark. I mean, the Knicks are out there botching the inbound play, scrambling around offensively. They're rotating hard defensively, but they're just not getting stops. They're slowing it down again with the unnecessary half-court isolation sets. They're just choking. And they're on the verge of breaking. But finally, when it counts the most, they get the big stops, the big defensive rebounds, and they cash in with the big buckets. And who is it with the big baskets? That's right. It's once again Jalen Brunson with a gigantic 3-point play on OG Anunoby. He converts at the line, And now the Knicks go up 111-106. On the next possession, Trent Jr. pulls the Raptors within 3 with the basket. But Brunson gets to the line. He knocks down one. Then the Knicks get the final stop on Barnes at the rim. And from there, the game is over. So the Knicks pulled it out 112-108 in Toronto. I think that was their first win in Toronto, they said on the telecast, since 2016. Those are the Jose Calderon days, Langston Galloway days, Porzingis. It was a while ago. So the House of Horrors couldn't stop the Knicks this time. But, yeah, first win since 2016 in that building. 4 wins in a row now for the Knicks. And 12 of 17 also. So, 12-5 in their last 17. It's good. So we'll talk about it. We'll get to break, get back, and talk about a few things from this one, and then that'll be that. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back. Hey, guys. So if you are a listener of the podcast often, and you want to know where to find me on social media, you can find me on Facebook at BD4. You can find me on Twitter at BD4Pod. And you can also find me on Instagram at Rob J. Carbone. So tonight the offense, it was clicking. It was fine. 112 points scored, 47% from the field. They shot 43% from 3. It's good. They shot the ball well. But you'd think with the Raptors running small ball out there that the Knicks would attack and get into the paint like they usually do. They usually pound the paint. That's the type of offense they are. But they were hot from 3. And, you don't get those nights very often. So when you're hot, you're going to shoot them. And it worked. Their offense, they definitely slowed it down tonight. You could tell the tempo was not as high as, it can be at times. They definitely slowed it down. They weren't really running the break as much. They only got off 83 total shots. And I think their pace for the game was 94. So, slower, more under control. They generated some open looks. Got into their half-court sets. They did a nice job busting the zone that Toronto threw at them. Especially Nick Nurse went to it in the first half when they were cooking from 3. Particularly Randle. But yeah, Thibodeau ran 8 men out there. Jericho didn't play much. Only 4 minutes, despite Hartenstein's brutal defense. He got 16 minutes, but I know it's the contract. He's, one of your free agents from the past summer. He's got to play. But I do wish, when it comes to this offense, that we do something. We talked about it last episode too. I just wish we did something a little less predictable late in the fourth quarter. It's the same shit. Isolation sets in the half court. Randle, Brunson, Randle, Brunson, Randle, Brunson again. Brunson's a big-time fourth-quarter guy. I get it. He scores the points. But, you're not always going to play the Spurs. You're not always going to play the Raptors. The ATO sets tonight were not great. Got to figure that out. The inbounding sets down the stretch, that one was not great. It's just a very predictable half-court offense. Going away from everything that got you there because you're trying to play defense on offense. Right? And to me, that's playing not to lose instead of playing to win. That's not what you do. You don't play conservatively like that. Just try to milk the clock. I think you go for it. It's what their offense it's why their offense has been better because they don't play super fast, but they do run the transition a lot and they get a lot of their points when they run transition, and they've got guys who can run the break and it works a lot of the time. Or if you're going to go half court, you could still shoot earlier in the shot clock. You don't have to milk it, right? Feature Quentin Grimes. Feature Emmanuel quickly. It's a damn good starting lineup. Use it. Utilize these guys. Like, even for Thibodeau, he's not known for having, a wide offensive playbook. But he even goes away from his normal basic scheme. It's even more basic. Like, it's less than that in late fourth. Right? His offense, DHO offense, high pick and roll. But he doesn't really, it's literally just 1v1 down the stretch. We mentioned on Wednesday, whenever they played San Antonio, they only had 3 assists in the fourth. Tonight, they only had 2 assists in the fourth. And overall, on the season, they are last place in fourth quarter assists. The last 8 minutes of this game, the Knicks didn't have one. All 4 of their field goals were coming off 1v1. So they got to do a better job of figure it out, to shake it up, because I feel like it's not going to happen all the time where you can get away with the 1v1. You're going to play better teams soon. But it's working right now. And, Jalen Brunson has been magnificent in those spots. And Jalen Brunson is getting another game ball from me, because I thought he played phenomenally.
Bing bang.
Tonight, Brunson went for 26 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Shot 9 of 19, 3 of 6 from 3, and he went 5 of 7 at the line. What else is there to say? He's clutch. He was clutch again. We say that too much. The 3-point play, knocked down the free throw. He continues to be clutch. He continues to just be the consistency king. I was going to give the game ball to Julius Randle, but, if you're asking me what I value more, a first quarter or a fourth quarter, I am always going to put more emphasis on performing in the clutch, and that's what Brunson did once again. Just the 10 points in the fourth quarter and the ones late fourth were huge. It was weird how he was a minus 15. Maybe the 5 turnovers had something to do with it. But again, sometimes that's a very tricky stat. Like Evan Fournier tonight was a plus 23. Okay. He did hit that floater, and he got a nice stop. He got a nice stop, defensive rebound, and he hit that floater somehow. So I'll give him that. But I loved what I saw from Jalen Brunson once again. Jalen Brunson has been just as good as he was before the injury. Doesn't look like he's missed a single step. He's playing the same, pounding the paint. Just very shifty. So, love what I'm seeing. Julius Randle. Randle again continues his torrid stretch. 32 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 triples on the night. He shot 10 of 22. 6 of 9 at the free throw line. When he's hitting his threes, he is dangerous. He's dangerous. He's like a miniature Carmelo out there when the three-pointer is falling. Right? Because he's already got the power forward skills. He plays on the low block well. He's using that body. He's got a good touch at the rim. He's good at making that second leap when he's down there for the board. Can draw contact with the best of them. Takes advantage of the mismatch, right? Very Melo-like. And when he gets his jumper going, it's almost impossible to guard him. He becomes a 3-level scorer. So he's been hot. He's been very hot. Last night he didn't shoot great, or the other night. Tonight he bounced back with the shooting. Shot a solid 45%. And the 3-point shot was on fire in that first quarter. He was the fire starter. He got them going, and he set the tone for this game. You never felt uncomfortable until the final 3 minutes of the game, of course. But Randle, put the Knicks in control from the very get-go of this game, and that's important. Mitchell Robinson had a good game. Very good game. 10 points, 18 rebounds, 2 blocks. 18 boards. 8 of them were on the offensive glass, of course. The Raptors went small tonight, and Mitch took full advantage of that. Defensively, he was a menace for whenever Barnes and Siakam tried going down into the paint. They couldn't do it on him. Both of them combined to go 6-24. And whenever Mitch left the floor, Hartenstein checks in, you felt the momentum difference. You really did. Emmanuel quickly continues the scoring, continues the playmaking, the rebounding, the defense. Another solid night from him. Played 36 minutes, dropped 13 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. And again, the big run late third quarter, early fourth quarter was led by Emmanuel quickly, getting really hot for a couple minutes in a row there. But I'm loving the way he's playing. I really enjoy the way he's playing next to Brunson and even Quentin Grimes. I hope when RJ Barrett comes back, whenever that is, that Tibbs, he's going to have to run him with the second unit to help the bench, score some more damn points. But I also hope he can find him, still find him some minutes with the first unit. Because it really helps quickly when he's playing alongside higher level players. It helps him play more composed and under control. But he stepped it up on the ball. I'm not to say he's reckless as much as he used to be on the ball. He's become a much better playmaker than when he was a rookie. He can stop on the dime. He's very shifty. He uses those quick foul moves when the defenders are at his hips, and he'll stop and cause the foul. Works the pick and roll like a maestro. Now he's very, very, very much stepped up as a playmaker. Now again, I'm not asking him to be the primary playmaker. He's very good at being a playmaker when he can do it, in stretches that he's asked to, right? Temporarily. That's a stopgap here and there. I don't think if he did this for a full season, he'd be this consistent at it, but he's perfect in the role he's playing right now. He's a combo guard. He does what the Knicks ask him. You want to play off ball? Play off ball. You want to, if he's going to have to play on ball, he'll do that. He's been great. But as we go to the bench, I really just have one guy to talk about. And Deuce McBride, I'm going to give him the game ball off the bench.
Bing bang.
I thought he was good. Brought some offense. It was nice to see. 9 points for Deuce. Couple threes. I loved his defense, of course, on Van Vliet tonight. Very good. He was very much hounding him. But yeah, the two huge 3-point makes, I think they came successively in the middle of the fourth quarter there. Were big. So it was good to see that from Deuce. Now I think when everybody's healthy, maybe you don't have to be so set on this 9-man rotation. I'm not saying you have to run a 10-man rotation with everybody getting 10-plus minutes. But, you can find nights, on nights where Deuce is not producing offensively, and there are nights like that, maybe mix in some other guys. Maybe give Fournier a few minutes. He doesn't have to be banished again. Maybe give, Rose some moments here and there. You can be a little more flexible. But I do hope that Deuce McBride does start to have more offensive games like this, so he can kind of establish a consistent role. Because he has really, really impacted the Knicks during this 12-5 stretch they've been on. Because of his defense, and his offense has been better. But overall, for the Knicks, it was a good win. They'll take it. Tom Thibodeau has now won 100 games with the Knicks. Don't tell the haters. They're going to tell you he sucks. And, it's funny. When coaches win a lot of games, the first thing you hear from some people who are, against that coach is, well, he has a great roster. Can't say that with Tibbs. Tibbs has a pretty average roster. And I think he's done a pretty decent job of it. Is he the coach to lead them to a chip? Probably not, no. He's probably here for, just to get them in the right area. And then when we find a coach that we want for the long haul, we'll do that. But I think Tibbs has done a nice job in what he's been asked to do since coming here. And that's build. That's build a winning culture. That's all I'm going to say on that because I talk about him too much. But, yeah, I like what I saw. The defense was good tonight. They played very hard as a team. I think when Obi is back and RJ's back, you also got to find some time for Sims. If you want to keep it short at 9, maybe if you still want to run 3 bigs out there, because he's probably going to want to do that no matter what, why not just go Mitch for 25, Jericho for 25, Hartenstein for 10? I know you're paying him, but sometimes you just got to put the bullshit politics aside and just go with the more promising player, the guy who's been giving you a better return. Who's been giving you a better return on investment? Sims playing the way he is on his tiny contract, or Hartenstein playing the way he is on his large contract? The answer is simple. It's the young Jericho Sims. I would love to see him consistently get 25 minutes and see what that would look like. The way he plays, how hard he hustles, he runs the floor like a guard, he pursues rebounds, he guards 1 to 5, he can play laterally like he does defensively, a very strong screener in the pick and roll. I love him. I would like to see him play more. But that's it, guys. Don't want to waste any more time. Good win for the Knicks. We'll go to break, get back, wrap it up with our parlay and our trivia question of the day, and that'll be that. Stay with us, and we'll be right there. BD4 is located on many different platforms. You can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, and if you do there, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and review. You can listen to it on Spotify, but you can also watch the podcast on both Spotify and YouTube. BD4 is available on many other platforms as well. All you got to do is search it up. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and much more. We also have a website now for BD4. If you go to bd4blog.com, you can find the blog, the podcast links, and also where to find me on social media. Just go to bd4blog.com. All right, welcome back to the show. Episode 461 of BD4. As I'm recording, it's early morning, technically, Saturday, January 7th. It's late. And as you are listening, it should be that same day. Let's wrap this up. Let's get to our parlay, and then we'll get to our trivia. All right. Welcome to RJ's Parlay, where my degenerate self breaks down tonight's big parlay. If I win, no, I fucked that up. If I miss, it's not surprising. If I win, I'll probably lose it all tomorrow night, because that's how this works. Welcome to RJ's Parlay. I actually won tonight. I've been winning since the new year, knock on wood. We had a plus 316 on a 6-pick parlay. We have the Knicks covering the 3.5 tonight. The plus 3.5, they took that. They took the money line. We had, I selected an alternate over-under at 202.5. We got that. I had Randle for 20-plus points. We smashed that. I had him getting 2+ assists. Got that. I think he finished with 4. I had Brunson, 20-plus points. Got that. And then I had Brunson 6+ assists. He finished with 8. And again, that was all an 6-pick parlay for plus 316 odds. And we got it. We are winners tonight. We are winners. I might do something tomorrow on the NFL games. I don't know how significant these games are in the NFL, but we'll see. The Knicks don't play until Monday, so they have a couple days off. Yeah, that's it for the parlay. Let's wrap it up with our trivia. All right. So, for this episode 461, Episode 461, our NYY-NYK-MMA trivia question of the day is to name one of the top 3 Knicks all time in flagrant fouls committed. All right. Name one of the top 3 Knicks all time in flagrant fouls committed. All right, so let me know the answer wherever you can reach me. If you get the answer correct, I'll give you a shout out in the next episode in front of all 2 listeners. But if you don't get it correct and at least attempt to guess the answer, I'll let you know what the answer is privately via DM or whatever if you let me know in the next show, after the next show. All right, so one final time. Name one of the top 3 Knicks all time in flagrant fouls committed. And I think that's it. Appreciate you guys stopping by. That's it for this episode. 461 is in the books. I'm your host, RJ Carbone. I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. And then I'll see you in 462. Should be a Yankees episode. So I should see you in 462 when we're talking Yankees with Greg from Yankee Crazy Podcast, unless something happens last minute and I can't do it or he can't make it. But we'll probably have a Yankees episode out regardless for 462. We'll be recording that Saturday. And if everything goes as planned, it should be out either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday night. All right, it'll be out one of those nights. So look forward to 462 coming out either Saturday night, Sunday, or Monday. The latest. So that's it. I appreciate it. 461 in the books. I'm your host, RJ Carbone, and that is it. We're going to head out and go to bed because I'm tired, and I'll edit this shit and put it up in the morning. All right. Later. This episode was brought to you by Anchor.